Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you saying that you have to show your capability of being a violent in public capacity before you can be seen as a dangerous? Well, yes and no. You want to, I got this question from, I think it was Margot asked me about this hybristophilia. Why is it that women are hybristophiles? It's there's your $10 word for the day. Well, because they want a guy who knows. Okay, so if you look at there's the sexual aspect of it first. Okay, in our answer here, I'll explain to you. You want to know why women dig on like violent motherfuckers? It's because in our ancestral past, the highest form of demonstrating higher value, DHV, was to kill a rival, to be able to have the capacity to take a man's life. Because the most dangerous animal is man. Maybe saber-toothed tigers and big grizzly bears, and I don't know, bring home the more meat for the caribou, right? But the ability to be violent, the ability to defend, the ability to be more muscular, that you want to know why chicks dig tall, muscular dudes? Ask any looks maxer, right? Go get wheat waffles. I'm sure he'll explain it to you for that, 6,000th time. Yeah, that's why. Because so here's the why. I'll give you that's the alpha fuck side of it. The beta buck side of it is provisioning, protection, and parental investment. So there's two aspects from the security side, from the beta side, is protection for sure, right? Like he can protect me. Oh, I love his big arms around me. I want to hold the. By the way, if you're with a chick, here's a little bit of advice. I don't prescribe too many things, but if you want a little bit of game advice, here, I'm going to be a relationship coach. If you're the same height or shorter, maybe slightly shorter than your girlfriend or the girl you're dating or that you're banging, do yourself the solid and try to find ways to like get above her, like just a little bit. Like if you're in bed, don't be nestled between her boobs or something like you're a kid like nursing. She wants to be down in the pocket, right? She wants to be down in there. So if you happen to be like an inch shorter, or you happen to be maybe the same height, it behooves you to find ways and get in the habit of it, casually find a way to at least put your chin just a tiny bit above hers. And you'll see what happens, right? I mean, that's behavioral manifestation, but women get off on the fact that if you got big guns or something, use that shit, man. I don't mean you've got strong arms to protect it. The women dig that. So like that's some way you can do that. But as far as like the capacity for violence, though, it not only plays to the alpha fuck side, which is the hybristophilia side, but it's also to the provisioning, protection, and parental investment. Now, the protection side is pretty obvious. Okay. Provisioning, well, maybe you're the kind of guy that can go and kill the caribou and bring back more meat to the tribe. Okay. You still got to be violent enough to go and kill the thing and drag the thing back to the camp, right? But there's also the parental investment side, and I think that goes kind of underappreciated. That's the Red Queen Matt Ridley side of everything. It's the sexy sons theory. Well, this guy's buff. He's got a capacity for violence, and we need that because we live in dangerous, chaotic times, and we need protection, provisioning, and protection, right? In parental investment. So if this guy has a capacity for violence, then if I breed with him, our sons will have the same capacity for violence, right? Or at least the capacity to use it. Now, there are external cues that trigger that too, like your voice, your command presence, which you'll find out about in my 5th book, The Player's Handbook. That's actually, and some people that comes more naturally than others. I put it in, it's a game technique because a lot of people don't know anything about command presence, but if you can develop that, then you manifest the behaviors and you start internalizing. So I'm not saying you have to go around kicking people's asses, but this is a very interesting question. Now, here's the Q&A part of today's show. Very interesting question because it's like, well, what I got to do? I got to go around and be belligerent and like when Tori probably knows this. When some guys get drunk, they turn into likes to fight guy. If that's your natural inclination, you probably have a capacity for violence. But the reason why you don't have to like go around like saying, hey man, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to kick your ass. You don't have to be that. but you do have to express it. You just have to at least hint at it. There are like behavioral cues, vocal cues. Remember, women are better at communication than men are, especially sub-communication. So there's ways that women go, yeah, this guy looks like he'd probably take care of himself. The fact that looks like Justin Waller and he's 6'3", probably could kick ass if he had to. But it doesn't mean you have to go around being belligerent in public. Again, this is like sort of binary extremes. But what I was pointing out in my previous little monologue there is that if you don't do that, if you have control, and like you could be Bruce Lee, right, whatever. Hoist Gracie, who is the best fighter in the world? Like you could be Conor McGregor, whoever the best fighter is in the world. And if you didn't know who that dude was, and he backed down from a fight, unless you know he's Conor McGregor, unless you know he's like he could wreck you right there. Unless you have a previous appreciation of that guy's capacity for violence, you think he's a pussy. You think he's a pussy. Like, for instance, you don't know that I take Kali. I can defend myself. I have a capacity for violence. I have done so in the past and probably will have to do so at some point in the future. Hopefully not, but if I go and I go, hey, dude, you're drunk. I've done this before several times when I was working in the liquor industry. The last fist fight I got into. It was when I was working it was in Orlando, actually. And it was self-defense. I mean, guys get drunk at these promos and everything. That was one. And there was when I was playing I can remember as an adult getting into several fights when I was in the band scene. I was in my rock star 20s. And that was just sort of, I don't say a common occurrence, but like, sometimes it can be a rough place in Los Angeles in certain venues. But you don't know that. He's just this 5'11" he's an old man, dude. And then you see the video of the old man beating the shit out of that guy. I'm not saying that's me, but do you know that or you don't know that? If I back down from a fight, then everybody online would go, Rollo's a pussy. Well, you don't know that I have a hidden, 3-inch karambit in my hand. I could have just, defanged the snake. But unless you see me do that, you don't know that. It looks like cowardice.